God is a virus of the soul. In our bodies, we get sick. We get different kind of virus like flu. There is now the most popular virus at the moment is the coronavirus from China. It is affecting people in big numbers. So the term God, the way we are taught about God, it is the virus for the soul. It's the poisoning of the soul. Because it is a concept now that is built inside our soul is to destroy it. It's like you want to spread HIV and AIDS, then you inject someone with the blood of someone who has HIV and AIDS. That means the particles of the HIV and AIDS will multiply in the body. So the term God, the way we know it, it is like a concept that is given to us in our soul, and it will eat up what is in our soul and destroy us. So the purpose of being introduced to God, it was like poisoning the consciousness of people. So it was done by avatars. They know that once you know that there is God, or you think that there is God, it's going to limit your manifestation. It's going to limit your evolution. Because now you'll be seeing that there is this higher power. The more you do it now, that means you are stepping back and your consciousness is being destroyed. It's like we are surrendering our power to something that doesn't exist, but having that idea in our heads will destroy the power of our consciousness. So it is a virus for the soul. Souls can never be free until and when they know that there is no God except consciousness. So even to some people, we've been enlightened to get around that idea or to get that idea in your head that there is no God. It's very hard because our souls have been affected. Our souls has been brainwashed. That means now it gives us the ability to produce mediocrity. Because now, instead of doing what you are supposed to do, you'll be thinking that there is someone who is responsible for changing your circumstances. You'll be saying that there's someone who is supposed to come and do things that you are supposed to do. So by doing that now, it means that your soul is affected. It means that your soul, you've got a system, a degenerative system of the soul that will be destroying it. So at every level where you're supposed to leap out, stand up and do your own thing, you are going to wait and to seek the whether God supports your notion or not. So this idea of saying that we need God, it's a mistake. And if you knew or if you know how the idea of God was put upon mankind, especially in the modern times through the church like the Catholic Church, you would know that it's not a good idea at all. The word Vatican comes from the word Vatica, and Vatica is a goddess of the dead for this group of early Europeans who were called Etruscans, something like that. So Vatica was said to be god of the dead, of the underworld, and she guides the souls. Now these people are the same people who are using that name. No wonder why they promote Mother Mary too much. Because for them, they know that Mother Mary is a decoy. It's a concept that they created in the Bible. Then it's a decoy for them to say Mother Mary, and yet they are worshipping Vatican. The reason why they use Vatica is they want to give us the virus now, so that we will have that degenerative system in our consciousness that is called God. It is the virus of the consciousness that needs to be wiped out. I do believe evolution can only be done if the virus of Godism, is eliminated from the mind of a person. Once we know that, once we do that, I do believe that we can fly like birds. We don't need wings to fly. We need consciousness. So that means they are killing us inside by telling us that there is God. Then we accept it. We accept the nonsense. then that nonsense start to produce a system that eat us up and produce garbage. So we must never think that we are loved or we are honored by these beings. They are doing it so as to destroy us. That is the concept that they call God. It's a degenerative virus of the soul. So we need to be free from that. Now the question is, how do you get free from that? You know, once you're here, especially some of us in the Western world and also in Africa, South America, we are taught as children, the moment you begin to speak, you hear the word God. The moment you hear the word God, you are being given the degenerative virus of the soul. So because you think that there's someone who is supposed to do your shit, but there's no one who does that. So that means you are letting go, you are letting the hand of the pedal, because you are saying someone is going to come and take control. So that means God, the purpose of being taught about God is to make us zombies. Because it means now we are waiting for someone to come and do the deed that we are supposed to do instead of doing it ourselves. That is why the concept of God is created. So the concept of God is created to destroy the infinitive power of consciousness. It is done to enslave mankind. Demons live in people because of God. Once you believe something, even at 1 year old, 2 years old, especially by 5, 7 years old, that means your consciousness is affected. That means you are saying, now I'm responsible. I see the world being or in a certain state. I will say it's up to God. That is the will of God. You start to accept bullshit in your life because you say God wants things to be like that. And yet, that is the reason you are even told about God, is to destroy your consciousness. That means you accept every evil things. You accept loneliness. You accept poverty. You accept, being beaten. You accept being abused in marriage. Because you say that is the will of God. That is, they've already corrupted your system. Therefore, now you become a zombie. You become ineffective. So God is a degenerative virus of the soul that need to be eliminated. How do you eliminate that? Now, the way that the soul works now is you get the prior knowledge that you have. As a teacher, when I'm introducing a subject, I first of all try to understand or to ascertain the level of the learner's prior knowledge about what I'm going to teach them about. So the prior knowledge that you have about God is because you were given that as a young person, and it will grow in your system now. It's in your subconscious that is God. You heard it. So now, if you want to change it now, you have to say affirmations that says something contrary to what you heard. Those affirmations now, they'll be able to create or to regenerate another system in you. That means you need to speak out what you believe now. The more that your consciousness keeps on receiving certain information, it changes. So the degenerative virus called God of the soul can be ended by us speaking out that there is no God every day and aloud. That means now you are creating in your system. Thank you and have a good night.